This is not just about rights.
The right to be or not to be.
To say or not to say.
To do or not to do.
This is also about justice.
Justice has many faces.
Just like people.
Whether what we do is right or wrong.
Just like people.
Justice is a system of rewards and punishments based on how one human treats another.
Justice sometimes slips through the hands of those who need it most.
It requires us not only to do what is right, fair or moral for the sake of consequences.
What is right to you may not be right to me.
Or me.
Nothing.
Getting old.
Probably when I'm older, really when I get older, and maybe health may happen, things like that.
Just, I don't want to rely on anybody, you know, I want to be just myself.
The state of really sort of politics in the world. There's too much going on with the war. I think really the war scares me most.
The state of the world in general, and how the next world war is going to break out, or where it's going to break out, or due to possible incompetence by politicians.
In this town, the element of thuggery at night when you go out, there is no protection. There's no protection in this town at night.
Better in some ways. I mean, technology-wise, it's a lot better. But I think other factors, like there does seem to be more concerns with regards to terrorism, wars, etc., etc. I think it's worse in that way.
I think it all depends on what we're talking about. If you're thinking about things about global warming and stuff, no, I think it's worse off. But as a child, I think things were a lot simpler.
As far as I think in this city, anyway, no, definitely not. No, it's worse. I think for me, anyway, if you're talking about this city, I'd say definitely worse.
I don't think it's a better place. No, I think it was. I think technology and war have ruined the world now. It used to be a lot happier, and we used to have a lot better weather. Not that I was here 50 years ago.
They're supposed to be, but I don't believe they are now.
They say they're protected, but a lot of the time I don't feel they are.
Most of them are, but then again, maybe some aren't.
The powerful people are protected and the citizens aren't. We're not very well looked after at all. We're not very safe in the streets or in our homes at the minute. And I worry a lot about my personal safety and the safety of my friends and family.
I think children could be a lot more protected on a global scale. Maybe I'm not talking about here, but there's certain instances with child labour in different countries, which helps these multinationals make massive profits, and I think that could be sorted out a lot more. So I'm talking globally. Here, it's not so bad in kind of Western democracies, but there is room for improvement, yeah.
People who come up on the street to me and ask me to be interviewed on television.
Oh, the dark. No, probably spiders maybe a wee bit.
Rats, I'm not too fond of, to be perfectly honest. And apart from that, George Bush.
None of things frighten me. It depends on what the situation is, you know, but everybody gets frightened.
Because I'm not from here. That's making me scared than anything else.
Yeah, I think we do. We have very good civil rights.
We probably do have more civil rights, but as for goes for, I think just for the way people's attitude towards things are, anything goes. There's a lot more violence around the town at night now. You don't feel as safe as you did. That guy that was fighting around the town years ago and stuff like that, but see now they'd stab you, they'd kill you, and I don't think the justice system is right because these people seem to be walking away after 2 or 3 years in jail, and it's not fair, so nobody's getting the protection that they need.
I think there's been steps forward in their civil rights, but at the same time, we're watched 24 hours a day. We're going to get identity cards. We can't move without everybody knowing what we're doing. Even our shopping is recorded now, where there's nothing's private anymore.
I think in terms of civil rights, I think sometimes the government is trying to erode them and disguising it as counter-terrorism procedures. That is a concern.
So what are my rights?
Do we really have rights?
I know my rights are someone else's wrongs.
It's more about injustice rather than justice.
It's just about people living together. When the revolution comes, some of us will catch it on TV with chicken hanging from our mouths. You'll know it's the revolution because there won't be no commercials when the revolution comes.
My mother has schizophrenia. I don't know exactly what it is, but the doctors tell me not to worry.
My name is Maria. It could be Imra, Juanita, Rosalita, Sarah.
My name is Kayumba, and I am from Rwanda. Before the war in my country, everything was okay. Families lived happily together. Friends played together, went out together. There were jobs, there was happiness, there was peace.
I've learned the word, but not the meaning. They tell me to give her tablets and then some more again, but they don't tell me what the tablets do.
The Travellers Group looks after as well with socials and classes and the like. They even got me a doctor the time I was taken to hospital. I was in bits, and even though there was a young doctor there was a young nurse who took him apart for referring to me as Jippo and Tinker.
But then all of a sudden things went terribly wrong. There was shooting, there was killing, there was maiming, there was blood, there was pain, there was war, there was death.